Hello everyone and welcome to today's Teen Try It. Today we are going to make a paracord bracelet. So what you will need is your paracord thread, a buckle or keychain of some kind, a pair of scissors, a ruler, some tape, and a pencil. So to get started, you're going to unravel your cord and you want to measure out how long you want your bracelet to be. So you're going to take the end of your string and wrap it around your wrist, and you want to find where they join, maybe give it a little extra slack depending on how you want your bracelet to fit, and then you're going to use your ruler to find out how long that string is. So mine is just about 8 inches, so I'm actually going to do 9 inches so that I have a little extra room. So keep that in mind for a little bit later on, 9 inches. And what we're going to do first is we're going to completely unravel our string. Make sure you don't have any knots in it. And we're going to find the two ends. So you're going to put the two ends together and then pull the cord so you can find the middle loop, which looks like this. And you're going to take that loop and you're going to put it through your hook or your buckle. And you're going to pull the loop through like that. My loop is twisted, you don't want it to be twisted. And then in order to secure everything, you're going to pull the two open ends through the loop like that, okay? And then you pull it tight. Again, you want to try to make sure that your cord isn't twisted, but you're going to pull it nice and tight so it's secured right like that, okay? So I can see mine's a little bit twisted here. I'm going to try to untwist it just a little. With any string craft, you want it to try and lay as flat as you can. There we go. That's better. So nice and flat like that. So what I'm going to do is I am now going to take the end of my buckle and I'm going to tape it to the table with my strings going up. Just going to tape it down like that, and this is so that it's a little bit easier to work with and you can keep it secured while you do that. So the next step is to again make sure that your strings are straight and not twisted, and they should be very, very long because you should have a lot to work with. So you're going to take your other two ends and put them through the other side of the buckle, and you're going to pull them through until the space between your two buckles measures 9 inches in my case, or whatever your measurement came out to be. Okay, and we want to make sure that your strings are straight and that you are providing a straight space there. Okay, and then so let's measure this out. I want my string to be 9 inches. And then you're going to tape down your other buckle. You may want to use some stronger tape than I'm using. I think my Scotch tape is not going to work quite as well as I wanted it to. But we work with what we got, right? Okay, so now you have two strings. Let's get our ruler out of the way here. Again, they should be very long to work with, and you should have one on either side. So this is how you do the stitch. You take your first string and you put it over and under, like so. So it should make kind of a backwards 4, like that. So in this case, we went over and under the string on the left. What you're going to do with your second string is you're actually going to come under your base strings, and then you're going to come up through the loop like so. And again, you want to make sure that your string isn't twisted so that everything lays flat, and you should end up with something that looks kind of like a figure 8 going over your two base strings. And then all you're going to do is pull it tight. Let's see, I need better tape. Let's give you a little more strength here. Just in case. There we go. And what you can see this is doing is it made a little loop up here at the top. So your next one, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to take your left string and you're going to put it over and under, okay? You're going to take your right string and you're going to go under and through. And again, you make kind of a figure 8 over your bass strings, and then you pull it tight like so, okay? And you can see here we have a little loop and an over loop. So you're just going to keep doing that back and forth, and you're going to keep going from the opposite directions. So you go over and then under and through, and pull it tight. Then you're going to go over and under and through. Okay, and you keep going down your whole bracelet. And you do, I believe this is called a box stitch. And you just do the whole thing the whole way down. And you can see here I'm starting to get kind of a ladder effect, or what you call a box stitch. Okay, and if you mess up a stitch, it's very easy to pull it apart. So here I'll show you in a second. I'm going to do this one correctly. But now let's say I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to go this way so I can show you what an incorrect one looks like. And you'll see it doesn't mess it up so much, but if you get it wrong and you think it looks kind of wonky, it's very easy to pull it right apart, just like that, okay? So we're gonna do a little bit of fast forward here so we can get to the end and show you guys how to finish it off, but this is the general idea of how you do a paracord bracelet. So just remember, over, under, and through, and you want to alternate each side, okay? So let's do, here we go, at top speed. Okay, so as we come to the end here, you can see we have maybe 1 or 2 more strips that we need to do, and this is where your pencil comes into play. You can also see that I had a little bit of trouble as I was doing this. I kept pulling it apart at times because I forgot what side I was on. A little tip to tell which side comes next is whatever side this upper loop is on, you want to do the opposite side. So like this time, my last stitch here, my upper loop is on the left. So this, my next one, the upper loop has to be on the right. So I'm going to go over and under on the left and under and through on the right. And that's how you can tell which side your upper loop will be on. So as long as you keep that straight, you should be good, okay? So in this case, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put our pencil on top of our bracelet. And for this, you can really use anything. You can use a pencil, you can use a paintbrush, you can use a pair of tweezers, which might actually work to your advantage. But what we want to do here is create not such a tight loop, because what we want to do at the end is actually feed our ends back through the braid a little bit. And this is so that we can close our bracelet off nice and tight. Now, if you look up how to do a paracord bracelet online, a lot of people will tell you to come right to the end, trim your edges, and then burn them so that they stick and that they stick to the end. We don't necessarily want to use fire in the library, so we're going to do an alternative way, but if you feel comfortable doing that or have an adult who can help you do that, you can go right ahead. But in our case, we're going to use a pencil, and we're going to do our stitch over the pencil so that it is a little bit wider. So like I said, my upper loop is on the left, so this time I want my upper loop to be on the right. So I'm going to go under over with the left and under and through with the right. And I'm just going to make sure that I pull it tight over my pencil. And a pencil might be a little thick, where this is kind of a trial and error thing. But now we're going to do the left one, and we're just going to keep going as if we were braiding normally without the pencil there. And whoop, what did I do there? Hang on. Okay. Whoop. My upper loop is on the right, so I want to go over and under, and then I want to go under and through. See, even I have a hard time with it. And again, this is going to take a little bit of trial and error to get this right. But you should start doing this when you have about 3 stitches left at the end. And it's, again, trial and error. Do it as best you can. And we're going to pull it tight right like that. Okay, so now when you pull the pencil out, you can see that there's space here. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to take your ends and you're going to feed them through your loops here. And it's a little bit easier to do it one at a time, but you want to pull them through so that they come out through the middle like that, okay? So you're gonna do both sides. And again, try to keep your thread as flat as you can, but go ahead and pull them through so they look like that. And this is where you can kind of pull the edges and pull your stitches tight. And it might look a little funky to start, but that's okay. So you pull it as tight as you can get it, and there you have it. That should hold right like that, and you can see they come through the braid. It might look a little funky, that's okay. And then you take your scissors and you give them a quick trim as close as you can get. You will need pretty heavy duty scissors, but there you have it. And you have your bracelet. So here, I'll bring it up a little bit closer so you can see the braid, and we'll undo it and show you the end so you can see the end is nice and tight there. I probably should have done one more stitch, but that's okay. And you can always look up on the internet different ways to do it, but I made mine a little big. But there you have it, a nice paracord bracelet. So as always, if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and happy crafting.